And so I think the Delver deck actually has the edge.
I think Vapor Snag definitely has a thing, but I think that red-green is going to win this.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I mean, it absolutely can.
I just love how it's so direct, it's so straightforward, it packs a big punch, a lot of it's hasty. Ooh, turn 1 Delver though, that's gonna go a long way to what you were just saying.
Yeah, Nick does exactly what he wants to do with the turn 1 Delver.
And so does Nathan.
Yeah, turn 1
flips Mana Leak. So this, you know, I was saying yesterday how much I actually like Delver of Secrets. But this is the one play that a lot of people are very, very hateful of. You know, they're like, really? Flip your Mana Leak, I don't get to do anything. You know, they're taking like 6 damage, it feels like almost at least. This is one of the things that people dislike. So obviously just say go. I mean, this could be a turn 2 sword, but instead, I don't even know what it's going to be.
Yeah, he does have sword here, and he knows Nick has Mana Leak. But see, this is actually an advantage for Nathan. He knows Nick has Mana Leak. Otherwise, he may just run it into it.
But he has Mana Leak, so what are you going to do, right?
Well, I mean, you know he plays Mana Leak, so what's the, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of his cards.
True.
It's something you need to play around. You need the opportunity.
You know, I think it's just more like this feeling. You know, it's like, it's not that it's there, it's just that you see that happen and you're just like, great.
I mean, people look at Mana Leak and they're like, oh, Mana Leak, and then it's like, but sword is way more threatening than Mana Leak. So Nick, you know, what is he supposed to do? Not counter it? Oh, you can have your sword because I have Mana Leak and it's obviously way better. You know, like, no.
I mean,
Mana Leak does not attack.
Ooh, these all resolve, so he can actually.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Twice.
Jeez.
So yeah, so Nathan resolves
if he hits
green
a land, yeah, he can just play the sword right through Mana Leak.
Yeah. So it's interesting. You know, Nathan able to try to overcome the Mana Leak this way. Green Sun for 1 and Birds of Paradise. Ponder from Nick is providing us shuffling, entertainment in the form of shuffling there.
You've been doing coverage too long.
I think I have.
Now you get this kind of perverse entertainment from watching people shuffle.
I don't think I was actually entertained. It was more like,
oh, all right.
I was just saying I was. Totally just
right,
lying.
So the truth comes out. Joey Pasco, not entertained by shuffling.
And Delver gets in again. Well, Insect.
Right, so Leak is still up, but it's not going to do it here.
Well, it'll at least prevent an equip if that's what he wants to do.
I mean, if he wants to burn a Leak on that, does he have a Divine Offering? That's the question. Definitely.
Yeah, as far as in the
that thing just resolved. So Vapor Snag that probably. That's what, if you're Nathan, you're not surprised if a Vapor Snag comes down here, and it does.
Yeah. So the Divine Offering actually is in his board.
So
it doesn't have access to
this
it
is
here.
close. So what needs to happen is he needs to float a green so that he can replay his elf. But he almost picked it up and put it in his hand before floating the green. And he was just going to replay it, and it looks like he's talking to the judge right now about whether it's too late for him to have said, look, I floated a green mana. It is too late. So it briefly touched the rest of his hand, and I think that's the line that it gets crossed there.
Yeah.
And that could be a costly mistake. You know, having access to another creature and an extra mana can mean a lot down the stretch. It also sometimes doesn't, so we'll just have to see. So Nick still has very solid pressure here, but if he does not have a way to get in the way of, I mean, I'm assuming one of the, well, actually now I know, of course, that one of the birds is going to get equipped. But even if the elf was gone, I mean, I think you'd rather have it on a bird anyway because, you know, like Snapcaster Mage can't come down and chump block.
Right.
If you connect with that sword, he's going to gain like 3 or 4 life. You know, it's funny, that sword being in his, or that elf being in his hand might actually just be better for him. Right? Like, he gains more life here.
Yeah.
Oh, bonfire you?
Was this a bonfire off the top or just
But why would you do that?
No.
You know he has Leak.
Odd. And, yeah, it was just a...
Equip this, attack you.
Yeah, so I guess he just...
I mean...
he just knew it was just going to get leaked, but he just figured I'll trade my bonfire for a leak?
I don't know why you would.
Well, that's what he did. He traded his bonfire for a mana leak,
Yeah.
and then equipped his.
I like the fact that he got to get in with the bird.
Yeah, so he was able to get in. Life totals will be changing momentarily.
Thought Scour
from Nick.
Thought Scour. Probe. And he draws. This is an important draw step. Another mana leak.
Yeah.
Now, Nathan probably thinks that the coast is clear for as far as mana leak goes, so he might play into one, but he just did before, even though he knew his opponent had it, so. All right. The beats continue. I think this race favors Nathan pretty heavily because he can, like when he draws his card, he's going to have 4 cards in hand. He can just gain 4.
Yeah, and he just drew Galvanic Blast.
Oh, that's a nice draw as well.
That's just going to...
Attack with my bird. I love that. Any deck that enables Bird of Paradise beatdowns makes me very happy.
I mean, that's just any deck with swords.
Yeah, really. Well, and I remember when I first started playing again, my first real standard deck was an Exalted, like Rafika the Many deck, and Birds did some serious work in that deck.
Okay, so Nathan plays Daybreak Ranger that gets the second leak out of Nick's hand.
And I don't know why you're even playing the elf here. I want those cards in my hand, you know, just... I mean, it does, like, looks like he's used up 2 mana leaks, which I think is all he has.
No, he has all 4.
Oh, he does run 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know there were players that just ran 2.
Oh, those are more the Esper mid-range decks, though, right? This is just the straight red, blue-white, so that makes sense.
So Nick, trying to figure out what to do. I believe if he attacks, it gets Galvanic Blasted. The aberration, that is.
Sure.
And there it is, attack. Galvanic Blast. All right, Nick, you have 6 mana and you pass.
It just says go. This is great. This is a great spot for Nathan.
Yeah, Nick needs Snapcaster. He's got Plains Caverns. No wonder he passed. He has nothing.
He's just flooding out a little bit here.
Nothing. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that can happen with these decks, with these blue-white decks if they don't get their Moorland Haunt going.
Yeah.
You know, that does represent a big part of their late game because they do tend to be kind of very like they're just like, this is my threat, this is going to kill you if you deal with this. Then a lot of times the backup plan becomes like Sword on a token or whatever. All right, Huntmaster comes down. So now Nathan has pushed a huge lead out here. It's a Snapcaster Mage.
But it's a little late.
For Nick, but it is a bit late.
He can,
And he's just going to scoop him up. All right, so Nathan takes game 1 of the finals here.
Yeah, going the way you said. You expected it to go.
But I have to say that your logic made a lot of sense, and the fact that Nick just flooded out was a big factor there. I mean, that to be said, though, I mean, he got value off of his off of both of his mana leaks when he really didn't need to. I mean, when Nathan didn't need to let him do that.
Yeah, it was... the thing was, Nathan had just so many threats.
Threat.
Right.
Well, I mean, but it's interesting, right? Because we say that, and that was a game where he resolved Llanowar Elves, Bird of Paradise, Birds of Paradise.
Okay.
Like,
the whole thing was he resolved the sword.
It was
That's
the
what
sword.
it is. It's
right?
a sword that made everything into a threat. He also had Bonfire, then he had then he had Daybreak Ranger, then he had Huntmaster. Those are the threats I'm talking about. Sword, Bonfire, Huntmaster, Daybreak Ranger.
And even though 2 of the 3 got mana leaked, he just had more to go. He also had a Strangleroot Geist and ended up hitting play.
And him knowing that mana leak was there allowed him to make a decision, which I don't know if he would have made the decision on turn 2, where he went turn 2 Green Sun Zenith for birds and then play another bird.
Oh, he was definitely saying, look, I can afford to get this mana leaked.
Right, so thank you, Delver of Secrets, for showing me that my opponent had mana leak. All right, everybody?
Defender of Delver, Joey Pasco.
I mean, that's true.
It's
true.
I'm
not kidding. It's true. He knew his opponent had mana leak. He was able to play around it because of that. He may not have played around it.
That being said, if he just windmill slams the sword on turn 2 into open mana leak, then he's made a grave error.
Right. So, but the whole thing is now he at least knows it's there. Yeah. So it's like a sure thing if he plays around. He found a way to play around it. Just with the certainty that his opponent had it.
You say this, but then he also just jammed that bonfire right into it, so I don't know. Maybe he just didn't care.
At that point, it was the miracle. It was like, do I cast this now, or do I just hold it?
I mean, because it did allow him a follow-up play. So he's like, look, this is going to get leaked, and now I can land my, I think it was a Strangler Geist or something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah. actually, he may have just. Yeah, he definitely played something else. You're right. I can't even remember
what
what it was.
Llanowar Elf, and that wouldn't have been worth it. But anyway.
Right, but yeah, either way, he got the leak out of his opponent's hand that he knew was there, and then the second leak that he didn't know was there got the Daybreak Ranger, but that allowed him to resolve Huntmaster. Right, then he has Huntmaster.
He just played
like,
through
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So we're gonna ask you guys one last question for the standard portion. We're going to be doing the same thing again during the top 8 of the legacy portion later tonight. So you still have more chances to win. For the finals, we always give away a Gen Con badge. So that's the prize here. The prize on the line. You're going to be at Gen Con?
Yeah.
Do you have a badge already?
Well, yeah, I'm going to be commentating.
Well, then I guess you have a badge.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know. They didn't tell me.
You hope you have a badge.
Wait, I can win?
No, you can't.
Okay.
I don't know if you know the answer to this one.
I do know the answer to this one.
So, and let's hope Jeremy can type this up in a good way, because I asked them in a sort of long-winded way, but yeah, look, Jeremy agrees. So, right. So on Twitter, tweet your answer with the SCG Premium hashtag, and one random correct answer will win a Gen Con badge. So, for those of you who watch all the time, or are aware of the Magic community, you know, or you might know, that both Marshall and I host podcasts.
Yep.
We're the hosts of different podcasts, but we're both the hosts of podcasts. So name one of the podcasts that either Marshall or I are hosts of.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
If you listen to my podcast,
really
if you listen to one that Joey's been on.
I don't think you would have been able to answer that one.
Please.
Yeah, actually, I think there's an acceptable answer that,
I think it counts.
Right, there's 2 podcasts, one you're on, one I'm on, and then there's a third that I think is an acceptable answer that...
I think so, too.
That one of us may have been on.
It still technically
recently.
exists?
Yes, it does exist.
So
just has not had an episode in a few months.
No, but it counts still.
Yes, I think it counts.
Yeah.
And the guys are shuffling up. Looks like Nathan has kept and Nick is mulliganing.
His deck doesn't worry about mulligan, the first couple of mulls that much. Ponders and that kind of card can really get you out of it.
All right, 6 cards. Taking a look. Is it good enough to keep?
He's tanking it out on this one.
Yeah, this isn't a quick yes.
He
looks like he's flooded here. I see a lot of lands.
Okay.
I think
3
I
or
saw
4
Snapcaster. Yeah.
All right, no turn 1 play from Nathan. That's a big one. He's got 8 1-drops that he can drop.
I guess if something's going to go Nick's way, that's something.
I think he's just going to play it.
Yeah, turn 2 Llanowar Elf. Reasonable, not great, but...
He had a Green Sun Zenith so that he could get the turn 2 bop or whatever he wanted anyway, but...
I think Nick's hand is
Phantasmal
image, Snapcaster, and lands.
Oof. That is not that good.
Snapcaster is a very unimpressive 2-1
All
flash.
right, so does this resolve? Now, the fact that resolves means that Nathan should now know that Nick does not have Mana Leak.
Yeah.
Like, he would never let that hit the table, given that he has
situation
no action.
right here.
He's played nothing this whole game yet. So.
Okay, so here's Ponder from Nick. Well, he drew it. I assume he's going to cast it.
Yeah.
At this
he
point,
can also image the Staring Root Geist this turn.
That's true, and Ponder.
Right.
So
those
he's going to
are
go ahead
both
and play an
sweet plays.
island. Looks like he's going to. Oh,
Don't
he's
you
go
ponder
with the
first?
I ponder first.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need to know
Just
what
get
you're
more information.
getting.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to ponder anyway. You cannot represent Mana Leak anymore. Not after that Geist hit. Like, not that the Geist is like such a critical spell in this matchup. It's just that he just wouldn't let it hit.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of is Nathan goes, obviously he doesn't have Mana Leak, and then he represents Mana Leak.
Oh, he has 2.
I knew he had 2. I didn't expect him to actually use the second one right away, but yeah.
Oh, and he just beats down.
He's just like, oh, you wanted to play this game, I'll play 2. I love it.
I like it.
It's actually pretty hilarious.
All right, now he is opening himself up to a sword equip here, though.
But he was open to that. Well, he was pretty much open to that anyway.
Well, I mean, he could have blocked or whatever,
right?
but yeah. I don't think that there is a sword in Nathan's hand, though. Nope, so he just has to beat down.
I see a Combust in Nathan's hand. He has 2 in the board.
1, 2, 3, 4, and a Huntmaster comes down, so that's going to do some work here. It's going to make a little life cushion. It's going to put a chump block or a trade blocker out for one of the images. But the image can come back as a copy of the Huntmaster.
Yeah.
With a +1/+1 counter on it.
Could also end up coming back as a copy of a flipped Huntmaster. As a Ravager that fells in a certain situation. So there's the Ponder that we expected last turn, but no, I mean, he's going to go 2 Geist. I actually don't mind that. So now he's got, what is that? Cavern, Gitaxian Probe, and Delver.
You just ship this back?
Looks like he kept. And what did he keep? Did he keep Delver?
I mean, I assume so.
But he can't.
Unless he I guess with a probe, like, it does help you dig through that mess quicker. But I mean,
he's got a. Well,
Delver's the only action spell out of those, and I don't think. And there's yet another land. I think you just ship it. I don't think I want a Delver that bad here.
Yeah, I mean, if he can keep the Huntmaster from flipping, which he did already by casting Ponder, like playing land Delver here and having it set up for.
I mean, he can probe Delver.
So he goes, yeah, he can flip Delver off of, I assume, the probe, which I'm assuming he left on top of his library there. So he's very confident in being able to flip Delver. Okay, that dies.
He's just like, no.
Yeah, so.
I'd probably just do that on my turn, but.
Nathan blasts the Delver.
Ooh.
He draws.
Kessig Wolf Run. He just.
I think it's.
He put it right onto the battlefield.
Okay, I'm looking at his hand. I'm
yeah.
Like, where's the Kessig Wolf?
No, he didn't even put it in his hand. He's just like, boom.
Right off the top. It's a miracle.
So he can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 6 mana available. He's going to Green Sun Zenith. That's going to resolve. What do you get here for 2? Another Geist?
I think Nathan has this game. Nick is way too far behind at this point.
Well, it's interesting because at each point I thought, well, Nick's racing, and he actually had the upper hand, but now it looks like the pendulum swung back towards Nathan as far as the race goes.
I mean, well, he's matching him Geist for Geist right now.
And he can hit him right now for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 damage? Like, just right now, he's like, Nick's going to take 9?
Yeah.
Is that the case?
I think there's no Restoration Angel coming. He's only got 3 untapped, so he goes with 8. That's 8. I think I might have just attacked with the elf too, but.
Gut shot. Okay, so my guy.
Wow,
so he's going to take the 2.
This is an interesting play. So Nick gut shots his own guy, takes the 2, like you said. Copies a Huntmaster with the returning image, but the image obviously has a +1/+1 counter because of the Undying trigger. He's going to take. This was actually a very tricky play. I like it.
I kind of like it.
I actually really like it.
And it's bigger.
Yeah, so he's going to take out that Huntmaster and.
You can't combust that. It's not blue anymore, right?
I believe you're right. It's not blue anymore.
I think it's green-red.
Yeah, that's the judge call there too.
Yeah, because combust can only hit blue and white blue and white creatures.
Right.
It looks blue.
Yeah,
but it's not blue.
Very blue looking.
All right. Well, that was a blowout. He lost his Huntmaster, and they traded wolves. He did take some damage in that transaction, but he also gained 2 of it back from that Huntmaster.
Yeah, that was a really swingy turn that I very much appreciate that tricky play from Nick.
For sure. Also, Nathan has now shown that he has a combust, which could matter. Probe. Combust, and then the other card. Ooh, the other card is though a Green Sun Zenith. That seems very important here, right?
Now, Nick has. So he draws off Probe.
I don't know what is in his hand currently, but it looks like so Nathan has access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. He can play like a
Wolfir Silverheart.
A Silverheart or something, but that's not really going to get him through. I think his plan is actually just going to lean back on the
Strangleroot Geist?
Well, actually on the Wolf Run. Like Geist, Wolf Run,
right.
and just
get in with the
get
one
in
that,
with a bunch.
Yeah.
Attack for... Oh, he targets it. So he uses his Kessig Wolf Run to target it. He didn't forget about that. He's going to be able to do that again if he wants. He needs to be careful about what he commits to the board first, though. Ooh, a sword.
Wow, this is...
That's a nice draw. Now, did Nick draw a way to interact with a sword? I mean, he can block.
Right.
Like, that's a green Strangleroot Geist. Attack with both. So I think his plan here is to attack with both, have one of them get traded off, and then he can Wolf Run one of them and then cast a sword as well. And not in that order. Sword and then Wolf Run. Because if he plays sword, he plays around Mana Leak. If he plays it first, he's going to pay 3, have 3 to pay for Mana Leak if he needs to. And then he can use the other 3 to activate the Wolf Run and kill the image. So if he does it in the right order, he can end this turn with a sword, pretty sure sword on the table along with...
I like your line of thought there.
Yeah.
Here he plays around the Mana Leak and then can still kill the image.
Yeah, and he can even just do it,
Yeah, I would have probably done it once the sword resolved just because, like, why not? I guess it doesn't matter. You can wait, yeah. It's not as if he can counter that ability.
Right, like it's not like Vapor Snag is going to bring that thing back to his hand.
Yeah. So there goes the Phantasmal image.
Man, that Kessig Wolf Run is going to do serious work this game. It already killed 2 images. All right, so Snapcaster, Ponder. Is that what it was? It is.
Yes.
Dig, dig, dig. So I'm assuming he's looking for
a miracle.
Shuffling this one. Well, not a miracle, but a Divine Offering.
Yeah. I mean, that's the miracle that he needs right now.
Okay, yeah. Well, Miracle or Divine Offering thankfully has miracle cost of 1 and a white and instant speed anytime you want.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice miracle. It doesn't have to be the first card you draw, but I think when you see it off the top, it probably goes almost immediately at the sword.
That is true.
Or at least in your head, you're like, yeah, gonna kill this sword as soon as the opening is there for me to get the best value out of it.
All right, so he gets a fresh card off the top. No idea what it is. It is a Plains. All right, this is looking very good for Nathan's end of the deal here. He is poised. That's a Thrun, I believe.
Couldn't quite see.
All right, but Thrun I don't think is really that relevant here. This sword is going to get equipped. He's going to put it on his Llanowar Elves. Trade.
Snapcaster blocks the...
And Vapor Snag.
Yeah, okay, that's a pseudo miracle.
I mean, that's
temporary.
Fine. Yeah.
Temporary reprieve from Sword of War and Peace.
So he's going to go ahead and Wolf Run. He's not going to bother replaying the Elf here.
Yeah. So Snapcaster trades with the undead Strangleroot Geist.
Right, but the Geist also got Wolf Ran, so it gets Trample.
Right. So
it's going to get in for 2 extra damage. The other Geist got in for 2 as well.
He at least got the Geist off the table.
True.
Not that that's going to be huge, but
so Nick Harlow's sitting at 5 life, and he's facing down a sword, a Wolf Run, and a Strangleroot Geist. He is going to need to come up with something to not die this next turn because he is facing lethal damage. Well, he gets his own sword on the table. And does he have any cards in hand?
I don't know.
Bonfire you.
Bonfire. Is that off the
That's
top?
Also one way to do it,
wow.
And Nathan Anderson
again, the miracle is on the wrong side of the table. No,
yeah.
Nothing against Nathan. I just meant like Nick is looking for something to get him in the game, and of course the player already winning